Let's see if we can make a Minecraft Spigot plugin using Grok AI. You're going to need 3 pieces of software to build this plugin. One is the Java 17 SDK, 2 is the Maven build tools, and 3 is some sort of Notepad editor. Visual Code from Microsoft works great. You'll also need a Minecraft server, either Spigot or Paper, to support the plugin. We're going to use Grok as the AI to make this plugin. Now, Grok has a free mode and a paid mode. Now, I do have the paid subscription, but you can use the free one. This is the free page. You just want to make sure you go here where it says auto. Just change that to expert. Still free, and you will be able to use the same prompt and get similar results. What we need to ask is it to write a Minecraft Bukkit plugin. Future me wanted to interrupt here to explain why I wrote Bukkit instead of Spigot or Paper. Bukkit is the original API, and both Spigot and Paper are based off of it. Actually, Spigot's based off Bukkit, and Paper's based off Spigot. So my idea with writing Bukkit was that we'd have a most basic API set, and that it would work on both Spigot and Paper. I was actually successful. I will show later that the POM file used the Spigot API, and I actually tested the plugin on a Paper server. That will allow players to save a home location or 2. The number of homes a player can save is configurable. That will allow us to even make it 3, 4, 5 if you want. It should have the commands sethome. Putting that name in brackets will tell the AI that that's going to be an optional part of the command. Listhomes, you want to be able to see what homes you have saved. Home name, that they're going to go to that spot afterwards. And delete home name, so you can remove one that you don't want. Now we're going to give some more instructions. If you only have one home, you can just use /home to go there. That way you don't have to always have a name. If you only have one, you'll just use the one. If you have multiple homes, the name is required, and show the player a list of options if they don't put in the name. That'll make it friendly, so you just put /home. It'll tell you the name of the ones you do have, so you don't have to type listhomes in. When a player types /home name, it will teleport them to that location. Make sure that the location is a safe spot. Don't teleport the player if there is lava, or they can suffocate or fall. The plugin should use Maven to compile. Maven's important here. Maven is a utility that allows you to compile Java plugins easily. It allows you to go out to the internet and get the libraries needed to do this, so you don't have to find them and download them yourself. Okay, so now that's all we need. We're going to push the button and let it think. Okay, it is finished. It took 1 minute and 13 seconds. It is giving you a project structure here. There's the POM. Now, POM XML is used by Maven to describe how to build it. We'll look into these files in more detail in a minute. Plugin YAML. This extension is called YAML. It's a config file used by Minecraft, actually. Every plugin requires a plugin YAML in its resources folder. It will be put into the plugin jar, and it's required. So that looks good. Here is a configuration file, and there's our max homes that we requested. Here starts the Java code. That's one file. Oh, and it put it all in one file. Okay. And it even gave you the command that you would need to run for Maven to build it. Now, I've done this before and it gave me a nice folder structure. This time, oh no, it works. Okay, it gave me the folder structure. So this is important for Maven. You have to have a folder structure that looks like this, or it won't work. So let's do that now. So here's our file explorer. So this says at root. Well, let's make a root, basically a root folder. Let's say we're going to call it Homes Plugin. Okay, now we're in Homes Plugin. Now we need to make, I believe it's main. Yeah, so we need to make source, main, Java, com, example. Now this is because it is an example. So that is the name they used. So we need to make source, main, Java, com, example, home plugin.java. We need to make source, main, resources. And these three files need to go in those folders. Okay, and poem goes in this folder here, our homes plugin folder. So I'll start by making the folders. So we need an src folder. This structure is required for Maven for it to build correctly. So you do need to do this. They do need to be spelled right. There we go. Now the way Java works, this com example folder is the package path. Normally for plugins I make, I would change example to minecats because that's me, minecats.com. See, it's supposed to like reflect who you are. So if you want, you could change that example to your name. You will, however, need to make an update to your Homes plugin Java and to your POM XML to reflect that. And I'll show you where. But for the moment, we're just going to follow along with example.com. Examples, this way it's simple. Right there. Okay. So our structure is made. We have our source, our main. So let's go back up to the top. Okay, so in our Homes plugin folder, we need to put the POM XML. That's this guy right here. So they give you a convenient copy, but we need to make a file to paste it into. So you can just right click and choose text document and name it pom.xml. Yes, I want to change it. Now I need to edit it. This is where those choice of editors comes in. You can use Notepad++ if you have it. You can use Microsoft Visual Code if you have it. I have a Java compiler, IntelliJ by JetBrains, which is a really good Java compiler. It's free too, the Community Edition. But Visual Code is also free, and it's pretty versatile. It can do a lot of things. So I'm opening it with that, and as you can see here, it's just like, hey, do you want to generate code? Select the language. Of course, it's empty. So I copied that code, so I'm going to right-click and paste, and there it is. Now I just need to do save, just to make sure it's saved. And that should be that for that one. So now it's got size. Okay. So that's the POM XML. And when we get to building, I'll go in. Remember I said about changing your name? This group ID here is where you'd have to change from example to your name. Just that one spot. You don't have to change anything else. Matter of fact, you don't want to change anything else. Now this is that plugin YAML, like I said, everybody has. And again, if you change that example, you have to change it here. Because com example homes plugin, it follows that path. So you need to copy that. We need to make in the resources folder a plugin YML file. So let's go do that. It's down, main, resources is here. So new text document, plugin.yml. Make sure to get rid of that .text. Yes. And again, it's empty, so we're going to open it with Visual Code. And we're going to paste in our code. There it is. And we just save it. Okay. We're going to save it. Okay. Now, we have our config file, which also goes in the resources. It only has one little thing, but it still needs to be created for the plugin. So we're going to do the same thing. Open that in Visual Code, paste in that, file, save. Okay. Now we're at our first Java part. This is the actual code of the plugin. So that goes in Java com example homes, and it's called home plugin.java. So let's go make that. We have to back up a few. Go to Java com example homes, new text document, home plugin.java. Oops, gotta type it right. Okay. I'm going to open that with Visual Code. Copy. Paste. Okay. There's all the code. And again, if you change that name, you have to change it here. And that's the whole thing. So now it tells me to run Maven clean package at the project root. And this will produce target home snapshot. Now, I'm going to go back up here for a minute because I don't think they told me to make a target folder. They didn't. So I'm curious to see if it'll create one for me or if it'll fail. So we're here at the root. We need a terminal. So there's my terminal. Now, if you don't have Maven in your path, this won't work. Maven clean package. This will build. It should do a whole lot of stuff like that. And if nothing else, Grok gave us clean code. We just followed the instructions and built it, and it was successful. Now, it doesn't mean it works, but it did create valid Java code that would be built with no errors. It's pretty impressive. So the next part, does it work?
And there we go. We have a working Minecraft plugin. Have you tried to do this? How did it go? What else should we try to make? Leave a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Finish watching the test.